Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Let's check the music. A little bit quiet on music. Let's raise that up a little bit. Let me know if the music gets too loud, guys. How's it going there, Amanda? Good to see you. I started Classic. Yeah, I'm not a big fan myself of having to unlock parts, but I certainly get the appeal. Alright, let's see. Do I extend the cabin width out? I think I might do that. So, just working on that boat from yesterday. I decide if I want to extend this cabin out. Let's play with it, see if I want to do that. I want to finish this boat up so it can be usable. That's a 3-bang there, so let's see. Let's play with this, see if I want to extend this out. Yeah, I think that's better to extend it out. And I don't think I want 2s on here. I think I want 1s on here, so let's cut those. Yeah, I like that better. All right. Might change the color up a little bit and do more of an orange than this reddish orange I use, but we'll see. That looks a little bit more beefy like that. I like that better, I think. It's a little bit too thin. All right, I think that's better. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit beefier. I like that. And then I can put a... Main reason I did that was I want to be able to put a paint block in here so that I can color that properly. I might do a paint block or I might do this. I might do that, I think, just to keep it simple. Yeah, I'll do that to keep it simple. Alright, nice. And then, let's see. 2x3 maybe there. Alright, and then I actually want to kind of change these, I think, to this. Might be a little bit on the light side, but we'll see. It's a little light, so let's go ahead and switch that up for that. That's better. Okay, good. Where's he stand? He stands pretty low, I think. I'll jump in there and I'll see what what his height is. Trying to see if I want to wrap this around a little bit more. See what it looks like when it's wrapped around a little bit more. Kind of want a pretty minimal amount of visibility on this. It's one thing I liked about the other lifeboat I had was very minimal visibility. And then I think I'll take that for now. Okay, music's good, thanks. I have no clue. This question is, was the problem with fuel disappearing when return the vehicle to workbench by pressing B done? I haven't really noticed it. That doesn't mean it's not happening. I just haven't noticed it. So I haven't really not looked. I can do a test here at some point. Yeah, I think the wraparound I like better, and then we'll do the roof line to wrap around. I think that will be cool. The rule of cool comes into play from now and again. Give it a little bit more shapeliness there. I like that. So let's see, what do we want for parts here? No, we're not going to do that. Let's see. So I'm trying to decide if I want probably a one bang there. I don't think there is a window piece I can stick in there that I want. Do that. Straighten it up. And this window's too big, I think. Trying to keep it like a little kind of a small view. I don't want it super big. So this either needs to come one down or it's good where it is there, but we'll see. Okay, let's see how that feels in there. I like the look of that better. Might flatten out the top of the engine bay too, but I don't know. A little bit torpedo-y, but we'll see. Alright, there we go. I like that viz. And then that is probably pretty good. I don't need too much viz behind me to see. And let's, I had accidentally left on infinite fuel, so let's try it. I need infinite electricity right now, but the fuel I can keep off. So it definitely sounds like it needs a p-value work. So, looks like I need to fix the stabilities operating backwards. You can see how it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. That's telling me that the roll stability is backwards. Let's go ahead and bring it back in. So let's find that. And then where's roll stability here? Should be this right here. Nope, 16. Okay, 16 right there. So right here is the ad for 6. Let's see what's going on here. What is 2? Okay, that's okay. This is the pitch component. And what is that doing? Why is it adding it there? That's weird. Okay, let's fix this. This is a mess. I'm gonna get rid of this anti-sub bullshit. We'll get rid of all this here. All right. Then I need to PID tune this too. So 16 should be roll. And then we'll go ahead and we'll copy that. So this is, let's see. This is going to be altitude pitch there. So let's see, D alt, 0 alt. Okay, that's good. And then we want to add it to here. So it's going to be 16. We want 0 there. We want some functions. So it's going to be X plus Z. X minus Z. Okay, and then this one we'll do the same p-value on that, and then if I need to change it, we will. That's port and starboard, and so we'll see if this is tipping the right direction. So, and then that will go there. Run off 32 is occupied. Okay, good. So let's see how the stability works here. Alright, so you see it's getting worse and worse and worse, so that means it's backwards. So let's fix it. So this needs to be a minus Z for port and a positive Z for starboard. Yeah, the vacuum's done cleaning. Stop buzzing in my ear. Okay, shit. We're still having issues here. Let us see what is going on here. The whole setup could be backwards too. Let's see. Make sure they're the same. Make sure they're plugged in. Alright, that is port. That is starboard. Alright, let's flip this anyway. Alright, so port and starboard there. So let's go through it and make sure everything's running right. Where is the physics sensor? So let's put the physics sensor right about there, I think is where the physics sensor is going to go. Alright, so physics sensor's there now. Not that that fixes what we just need to work on, but that will get moving on that. So, alright, so we need to see what's up with this. Why? I just literally flipped them. It's still bonkers, so something is up. Let's, what we'll do is we will detach the roll component. And then we'll test out, make sure the pitch isn't screwed up. And then once we've got that kind of figured, we can do that. So I'm just deleting, getting rid of the on signal for the PID for the roll. All right, and so that's still, what is it? Oh, you know what? I didn't plug it in. That's why it's fucked up. Okay, let's try that. I didn't plug it in. I thought I plugged them in. That's why. This is why we're screwed up right here. So this should be there, and then this should be there and there. That's why I didn't hook it up right. All right. It's early for me still. Alright, let's update that. Let's try it. See if they're backwards now or if they're fixed. Usually a connection issue. Usually it's something silly you forget. So, that's the long, hard lesson is realize, oh, I did something simple. It doesn't matter how many hours you have, you still do it. Alright, so that you can see it correcting. So it looks like it's the right way. Sitting pretty low. Well, the tilt is not right. You can see the tilt is trying to push the bow down on those tilt fins. So I'm curious if those are backwards. So what it's doing is it's trying to bring the stern up, which is what it should be doing, trying to lift the stern. And then the bow should also be lifting. So let's see if the bow is backwards. So we should be coming up on plane. We're not. So let's check the front. So it's simple to fix the bow. We can just come in here and let's see what we have here. Check it real quick. So why do I have some pitch limiter of 1? Okay. So that's my clamp. I don't know why I put that in there. We can get rid of that. I put a limiter in there in case I needed to play with it, but I'm going to take it out because I don't really need it. So bow fins, let's go ahead and we'll invert that and make sure it's working right. So if the bow goes down, we know that the inversion was, you know, what I just inverted was wrong, and so then I have to probably work on the p-value a little bit. Or put more fins, and we'll see where it's at. So if it really dives the nose down, we know that that inversion was incorrect, so that's good. That tells us that. So we might just be running out of fins in the bow. You know, not have enough fin in there. So let's go positive there. And I just want to dial so I can read this. So I want to read what those bow fins and this are doing. So I'm just going to read off bow. Where's bow? Bow. Right there. Check the direction of the arrows on this one. So it's solids down. Solids down, okay. So you can see it sits a little bit bow down as it is. There's a weight. So, okay, so you notice right here, it's only at 0.13. So that tells us the p-value is too low because, you know, it's supposed to be, the bow is supposed to be maintaining a flat tilt, and it's not. And so, the, you know, because it's not maintaining a flat tilt, it is, you look at the number and you see it's only at 0.12, so we have a total swing of 1. We could go all the way to 1, so it's just not moving the fins enough. And so if it's not moving the fins enough, we can increase the p-value on that. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we'll do here is, real quick, let's add that. All right, p-value there, and then we'll just go ahead and we'll grab this, and where are we at here? So that's going to go in there. So 20 is our starting value. Grab a keypad. Stick it right. Yeah. All right, that's going to plug into there. All right, now what we'll do is we'll tune in the p-value on that bow pid to get the fins to react enough, because there's plenty of fin there. We're only using like 12% of the fin's value. So we'll put in 20, which was our starting number. Yeah, the reason why the p-value in this is so high is the, you know, it's probably out quite a few decimal places. All right, so if we're looking, we're still at only 0.14. Why are we tilting again? It's freaking weird. All right, so you notice it's not bringing the bow up, so what we're going to do is we're going to start increasing this number here. Shit, I got to stay on the handle or else it's going to disconnect it. I'm trying to think, which way is it going? Okay, that's right. It's going the correct way. All right, so let's increase it. Let's double it, 40. Interesting. It looks tilted to me. I can't tell, though. Yeah, it looks like it's tilted down. Do 100 on that. Let's go extreme on this. See if I can get it to come up. Okay, there we go. All right. Why are we... I don't know why we're tilting now. I gotta fix that, too. What the fuck? Being annoying. What is tilting us? Why are we tilting is the question. I gotta put in a bunch more here. We gotta tune in a bunch of PIDs. I gotta tune in a bunch of PIDs here. It's giving me bad results because it's the other stuff's not tuned in either. So I gotta put in a bunch of stuff to measure. Let's get up symmetry here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Let's take you. So this here is gonna be the port fin. And this here is gonna be the where are we at here? Starboard fin right there. So we'll look at all these. So trying to get a picture of what they're doing. All right, should be 20 to start with. So it's definitely, it looks like it's pushing the bow down, which it shouldn't be doing. And then we have 0.25, 0.25. So both of those are going up, and that's trying to raise it because where I put the physics sensors. The physics sensors should go up to the, right around the, that's where it should be. So it's trying to raise the stern, and that's pushing the bow down. So I need to get the bow up. So what I'm going to do here for a little bit is, let's go ahead and bring it back. And I want to see where it needs to be to get this to work anyway. That way I know where I'm aiming for. So what we'll do is grab this keypad here is fine. And I'm going to just stick it right on these bow fins. And we will go ahead and I will manually control the bow fins and see where I need to be to get this to be where I want it. So. I don't need to enter in anything in there. It's fine. So it's trying to raise the stern, and when it tries to raise the stern, it's going to push the bow down. You can see. All right, so that's what it's going to do. And so we were around, it was like 0.14. So what I'm going to do is manually enter 0.14, and I want to see where I need to get to. All right, let's see. So let's go up this wrong panel. So right here, so 0.14 was about where we were. So 0.14 goes in. Now we're going to start it. And now, so that should keep the bow about where it has been. All right, so that's excessively high in the water. Once it's up on water, it's gonna plane too, so that's not really helpful. So I gotta fix this. That's gonna be very high. What are we at? Yeah, we're fast. If we can plane this sucker, we're fast. Let's see. Let's dig into this and see why this is so funky at the moment. Normally, it's not this funky, but it's being funky. Okay, so that's the p-value for the bow fins there. And then we'll reconnect the bow fins. Oh, this is why. Nope, it's plugged. I thought it was unplugged. It is not. All right, let's see. All right, so that was reading. That's good there. Okay, let's see. 0 on that. Okay, both of those are Z's, both of those are X's. X minus Z, X plus Z, that's good. Okay, stern fin port, stern fin starboard, that's fine. Alright, what are you? You can go, I don't need you anymore. 2 is altitude, so that's the altitude of the rear. D is pitch. Let's get rid of this, no. Let's get rid of the D value on that really quickly. I'm going to just run just the P value. So that's good. All right, 15. Make sure everything's plugged in before I have connection on that. Okay. Let's give this a run and see why. And I'll manually control that bow P value. You should be reading what... let's see, I didn't connect them again. I should be reading what the value is on the tilt as well, but... Eastern forwards bow right here. Bow, 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 bow. What the fuck? Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Alright, there we go. Alright. So this is now 20. So I took out the D value, so I can just try to tune this P value first. So you see it's swamping the front, so let's go. Try the other way. Okay, so it is back. What the fuck is it doing? Alright, so I think it is backwards. What is it doing? It's being weird. Go 0 and see what it does. Because the back is trying to come up really hard, and it's pushing that bow down, but I don't know why. So the fins should be positive. I'm trying to remember which direction I put them. Yeah, fins should be positive going forward, so let's see. Yep, so that's positive. Okay, that's working. It's the right direction. The problem too is it's moving right by the propeller on the stern, and so it's really trying to get the it's pushing the stern up so much, and then the propeller pushes the bow down. But I don't know why it can't get the front fins to counteract it fast enough. It's weird. Keep playing with it, see what's up. Probably making some stupid error that I can't think of at the moment because my brain's not working. Let's see. Physics sensor going in there. Make sure this is aiming correctly. It is. Okay. That's about as low as it gets. It's weird, though. I put in 0.14 in the front fins myself, and it was bringing us right up on plane. And then the PID brings it to 0.14, and it's like, that's not enough. So I'm curious what the friggin' hell is going on here. All right, let's see. How's it going there, Rasmus? Good to see you. Yeah, little lifeboat for Tethy's front garage. So, all right, let's see. Let's spawn it. Let's see why this is acting funky foo. Let's go to 1. Start it. See what it does. Alright, so... Okay, so 1's definitely not enough. Good damage on 2 is not good. Let's let it submarine for a minute here. I'm just trying to get it to react enough that it's... Okay, so even at full fin, it's not enough to pick it. There we go. Alright, so now it's starting to pick us up. Okay. Really? Do I need it this high? What's our speed currently? So what I might do is actually, I've got an idea here is, so I think that's not the issue that we're having. So what it's essentially doing is at level, it is still trying to, the problem is trying to pick the ass up and it's not accounting for it. So let's do this. Let's try something. Let's come in here. And instead of doing a tilt of 0, let's do a very minor tilt of let's do it with a keypad, or else we're gonna be It's gonna be hard to add. Here, so let's add a set tilt on there. And that will go in here. And then we'll grab this one right here, and this will do set tilt. Because right now it's trying to maintain 0, and 0 is just being completely flat is not enough. I need a little bit of the bow so that the propeller actually helps pick the bow up. So. Alright, and so let's go ahead. Set tilt will be, we'll make it 0.01 for now, and then we'll make this just a 1. Alright. And then you can see it's already trying to lift the bow up. Alright. So that's not going to be enough. Now let's keep it on 1, and then I'll do it by raising the tilt value. God damn it. Engine swamp with water again. This is weird. Normally, like, it does not take this long to get stability fixed. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing that it doesn't want to fix its stability. Let's do 0.05 and then work with that. Is the W key? What the fuck is going on here? Why can I not throttle up? Alright, dude, come on. Getting annoying that this is not working right. Jump over the fucking boat one more time, guy. Just jump in it. There you go. Let's see. Alright. Wish I could spawn in the thing. It takes me 20 years to jump down on it every time. The same stability system I put in everything, and now this one's being a pain in the ass to get stabilized. I don't know why. Could be because the propeller's so friggin' low. It's like exceptionally low in this build, so could be that. Make the turn so we can get a fucking test out of this, please. Okay. I bet I didn't configure this handle right either on WS because I keep having issues. Reset 100. No, that's right. Alright, what's up with this? I'm having all sorts of problems right now. I'm going to move on from this if it keeps being a pain in the balls, and we'll work on it later. 1, 1, 1, -1, -15 to 15, 0.01 enabled. I don't know why that's misbehaving. Okay, that's reverse was fine. Let's see, idle, clamp, ABS. That should be fine. Okay. Do not know why this stability system is so weird. It's like literally the same stability system I put in friggin' everything. I never need a set tilt. I don't know why I've had to put that in. Maybe I could just grab it off something else, because keep fucking with this one and it's not doing it. So let's save this. And let's grab something that I know is working fine and see why, because it's very weird. I put literally the same system in. Like Frog has the same system. Let's check Frog. All right, here's the steering stability controller. Let's grab that out of Frog. Works quite well in Frog, so let's see why. It's probably some small connection error I'm making that's screwing it all up, so I'm going to just grab out another one and we'll do this and see if we can just get it fixed. All right, where's occupied? Occupied goes to there. Water sensor I don't need. Stern fin port. Stern fin starboard. Bow fins. Okay. Okay, what are you? You are stern fin starboard. Okay. Rudder right there. Okay. Water sensor I don't need. I need physics. Seat and physics sensor. All right. And then this one has a bunch of water nonsense that it doesn't need. So I need to take that out. So essentially what's happening here is it's, is this reverse? Okay, that's reverse. I need that anyway. So reverse is good. And then this set of stuff has, if I am in the water or not in the water. So let's see. Okay, this one has road fins, so I just need to take that out. So pretty much all that can go. And that's water sensor can go. Alright, let's run it with these numbers, because I do not know why this is acting up like it is. What is this? 9. That's speedo. It's literally the same system I put in everything, and everything else works fine, and this one is being very particular. It's not terrible, it's just like that bow does not want to rise, and I don't know why the hell it doesn't want to rise up. Let's see what our speed is. Not doing bad. 13. It's not fast enough, but 13 times 0.94. 25 knots. I wanted like more than that. Definitely more than that. Okay, let's see. Let's play with something on this. It's just not getting the performance I want. We'll move on from this, because it's just performance issues. So I'll dick with it later. It's, for the most part, working. It's just, I got performance issues with it. It's kind of bugging me. Trying to decide if I want to square off this bow a little bit. I don't know if I do or not. Let's play with it. See if I want to square off this bow a little bit. Symmetry. Don't know if I dig it being that pointy. Yeah, I think a little less pointy. Might just bring it up a level too, and then go 2s. Let's bring it up a level, see if I like that better. And then I should be able to get 2s in there. Let's see. Yeah, it's the propeller keeps pushing it down, and so I have to try to dick with it there to get it to work right. So it's a little bit touchy. It's not going to do well if it completely sits up on plane either, so I have to rethink some things, how I want to do it. Alright, I like that better, I think. Yeah, I like that better, less pointy. Okay, good. Trying to decide if I want to go like the classic lifeboat orange or if I want to go this kind of orange that I use. We'll see. Give it a quick run, see how it behaves, and then I'll take a little break from this one. Yeah, I like that better. A little bit more rounded, less pointy. It was too pointy before. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, steering's backwards. I can fix that easily. Did I put in the different control of the steering's backwards now? Let's see what our speed is. That's more like it, so that's better. Let's see, 16 times 1.94. That's 31. That's only 4 knots faster than Tethys. This needs to go faster than Tethys, so let's do this. Generally don't like to control the bow this way, but we'll do it. Let's see. Let's disconnect it really quick. It's already adding it, so that symmetrical is not going to work. Let's go ahead and add a bow altimeter. Don't really like controlling the bow by an altimeter, but we'll do it. So I want to get this problem fixed. Bow altimeter is right here, and let's see, where are we going to put you? Bow fins right there. Okay. Now let's place the bow altimeter. So, got the stern there. I want the stern a little bit in the water. Let's put the bow altimeter right there. Alright. Let's hook that in. I'll check chat in a second. I see it rolling. Not a huge fan of running bow altimeters like this because it crashes through the water. It crashes through the waves, but this is kind of an enclosed boat, so I kind of care less if this one crashed through the waves. I don't want like an open top boat crash through the waves. All right, good. So it's moving in the right direction. Let's go ahead. We need to flip this fin. Let's do a couple things. All right, let's go ahead and let's change up something on here. So this will be seat right there. Let's grab 32 for Occupado. And let's fix all these. All right, there we go. Let's get rid of the key here, and we'll trade the key out for a... Okay. And then that needs to fix the bow. Where are we at here? Right there. Okay. This is just so when it goes backwards, it needs to invert the fins. All right, so that's there. Let's fix this. Grab a keypad. All I've got to need to look at what it was. I think it was 20. 20. You know, every vessel you need to retune it because they all have different dynamics to them. Different weights, different thrusts, all that stuff. You have to retune everything. So 20 was way too much. Let's start with 1. We'll go from there. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. Sorry, I'm out of chat for a second. I'm just trying to get this rock and roll. See, that's perfect. That's right where I want it. So generally, I like to do it with tilt, but I'm gonna do it with the altimeter. So that's working just perfectly. So like, this is why I don't like doing it this way. Is it crashes through the water when there's heavy seas. I can't turn us, so I screwed up something in the rudder. Gotta dick around with the rudder here in a second. Like, it crashes through the water more because it always wants to keep the bow at the altimeter. And then it's gonna do this more because it doesn't care about tilt, so that's a problem. See, it won't do this with the other system. That's why I like the other system, because this is just gonna overdo it. So you know what? Why it's not turning? I didn't merge the rudder. Let's merge the rudder. So that's why I don't do the altitude like that. It's pissing me off though. Why it's not behaving itself. Yeah. All right. Let's save for now. I'm gonna move on from this. I'll work on this. It's just gonna be PID tuning. It's gonna be boring. But some general reshaping. I like the new shape now a little bit better. A little bit wider there. I like the new square or bow on it. You know, gives me a little bit of space in here in case I need to do anything. But that's good. So let's make sure it's saved one more time. Let's read some chat. How's it going there, Zachy? Good to see you. All right, let's read through chat. How's it going there, Citrus? How are you? Oh, I appreciate it, Amanda. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Zachy. Make sure you thank Amanda. Appreciate it, Amanda. Now, you certainly don't have to do that, Citrus. Or Amanda, I'm sorry. You certainly don't have to do that, Amanda, if you're low on money either. So, no, I'm doing fine, so I certainly don't. Certainly appreciate it, but you certainly don't have to. Oh, thank you, Amanda. All right, so let's take a break from this. This was inexplicably not working correctly, and I have to fix it. So I might do what I might do is make it a hybrid system, so that it does both tilt and altitude. That would be interesting to test out. Let's see what we need. We don't need much for Tethys, I don't think, at the moment. I'm trying to think. I would like to build something, though. That's kind of the thing. Would like to build something, so I'm trying to decide what I want to build. Kind of a slump on thoughts on what I want to build here, so let's kind of take a look. So we have a container mover. Would be cool to do some mining. Can't think of like what I need mining wise. The thing that bums me out with the mining is I still need to make the video on my ideas for the for improvements on mining, but it's just like the stuff with mining is so convoluted, unfortunately. It just makes it so hard. It's like, you know, for example, we could do aluminum mining. Like over here there's aluminum, like there's some right off the road here, right there. So, like, here's some aluminum. Like, we could easily come over here and grab aluminum. I could move the scraper. We could hit the aluminum nodes, fill it up, and then we could head down this road. You know, just the logistics doesn't make any sense. And, you know, and I've talked about it ad nauseum that, you know, devs, you know, of course, they don't have a background in logistics. And so it's obvious, you know, that they just, you know, didn't know why these things wouldn't be good ideas logistically. So, like, aluminum is fine. Come down here, right? Head in with a truck. The problem is you got to bring a spare trailer, which isn't realistic. So you dump here, come over here. You got to put one. You got to drop your kite under here. Come over here, dump in there, grab the new aluminum, and then head out. That's going to be, like, the easiest, peasiest to do. And then sell it. That's pretty much all you have to do with aluminum. So aluminum's nice and simple. Do a little of that. You know, again, logistically, we have this nice rail line here. We have, I think we get close to aluminum, so we could run aluminum on the train. But again, we have to take it off the friggin' train to get it into the facility, which is a pain in the ass. And that's the whole thing that takes the fun out of it for me, is just the logistics headaches that we have here. Kind of aggravate me. Like, where's the train? So the train's not too far, but again, we have to, like, you know, so we could theoretically mine and then load it on the train and bring it in there. That'd be interesting, but kind of the logistics headaches of it really just kind of, like, take the wind out of my sails for that. So I really don't want to do, you know, mining right now because of that. Let's see, what else do we need? Building an additional drone could be kind of cool. Let's go ahead and we'll load up the save. I'll start doing some missions. Maybe we'll bring some people on for some fishing. I still have to do all the winners, so congratulations to York, also a.k.a. Sherman. Everybody has like 28 names. It makes it a pain in the ass to figure out who's who. But York, who is also Sherman, congratulations on being the community favorite. It was very close. Somebody voted after the voting closed, but that's why I take a screenshot. So, you know, Mr. Black Beaver narrowly beaten out by 1 vote. So, great job, Mr. Black Beaver. And, you know, congratulations to York, also known as Sherman, for being the community favorite. So that's already in the credits. So now that I have all of them, we'll probably do some fishing with that. Let's see where we're at here. We are currently at military. So let's get the hell out of military. Let's take the ultralight. All right, and we gotta hyperfill it. So you'll actually get this in some of these small things, is especially like an ultralight like this. They're so light. They only weigh, you know, microlights are even lighter, but they weigh so little compared to comparatively to a person. They might just weigh a little bit more, and this one weighs like a couple people. And so it will sit on its tail, but then you put your weight in it, you know, IRL, of course, it will go down. So I probably want to rebalance this a little bit. I might add some more weight blocks in it. But like you see, it just barely sits. And what that does, the reason you want the plane balanced so well, like in the airlines, you even have to move people like from one section to the other, because the plane is designed to have the center of gravity right in front of the axle, or the mains, essentially. So the axle for the mains is right here. And so the center of gravity should be right in front of it, so you need like barely any elevator force. Like you see, I barely tap it and I can get the nose to come up, and that means you don't need as much elevator to get it to go down. So that's why I'm kind of accepting it sitting on its tail, is it keeps it balanced really well. So let's go ahead and we'll go. So we were talking about this before. Like if we look at our fuel tank here, we have a tiny one little fuel tank. That's it. We have 4.88 liters, so if you're having fuel problems, instead of rushing out and putting in 28 tanks, you can pre-fill like this, and you're going to be able to pressurize the liquid. And like this one does not vent gases, this fuel system here, but you notice I can put in 31 liters of diesel now. So we started with like 4.8. And now we're up to 31. So if you're having like not enough fuel, before you go, just smack in extra tanks and go ahead and try something like that. You know, where you pre-fill, because that could mean the difference between you getting it done. You know, having enough fuel or not. So, okay. So we usually actually move the Cessna 152s by sitting on the tail section, and we would turn them. So you'd come back here, you'd sit on it. You wouldn't fully sit on it, but you put your ass on it, you kind of lean on it, and then you could turn the plane because it would lift the nose wheel off, and then you rotate it just like that. So it's kind of cool. Oh, that's too much. Okay. So on this, it's very touchy. So, like, I need to have the flaps down because now the flaps control the pitch of the propeller. So I need to put the flaps down before I throttle up. So, let's see. Landing lights 4. Nav lights is 3. Okay. Up, steer, you dickhead. This does not have huge landing gear. I want to make sure I can get over stuff. Ooh, that's a nice sunrise. Looks like sunrise. That is the east. Nope, that's west. Okay. That's west. Never mind. So about middle of the airspeed indicator is rotation speed. Can't remember if it's 2 is flaps up, 2 is flaps up, which is kind of backwards to me, so I might change that at some point. So this has no gyro on it. It's, it just works on inherent stability. Roll is always a problem in game with that, so it's, especially I have very big ailerons on this. But it tends to be, IRL, the tail fin helps with that longitudinal stability. And in game, we really don't have that effect where it, where the control surface actually affects the stability, the overall stability, so we don't really have that. So where normally we'd have longitudinal stability with the tail fin, I can't, what I do is make a bigger tail if I wanted more longitudinal stability. And we can't get that in game, so kind of have to just do it myself. Alright, so let's see where we want to go. Let's go to... Let's see, where do we want to fish out of? Let's go to Sawyer North. And we'll land there. And Citrus, you want to fish? Manda, you want to fish? Zachy's a member now. Zach, you want to fish? There's Sawyer North right there. Alright, good. Yep, Citrus makes it easy. Citrus is citrus everywhere. Yeah, no warhead missions. Manda's verboten from any sort of underwater bombs. For the health and safety of all. Alright, so I'll, Zachy, I'm gonna need to add you on Steam. So, if you can just direct message me, Zachy, with your Steam friend code, and I'll send you an invite there as well, and then I'll get that going. This has really good slow speed behavior, so. Definitely wicked high here, but I'm trying to scout out my landing path. Can't tell where the wind is. Barely have any wind going on here. I'm going to turn us around here in a second. I'll land us at Sawyer North. I like many of these little vehicles because they're easy to get in, so we can land off field. Getting slow, add a little thrust. So I can get down to 60 knots in this, which is very nice. The Ant 2 is actually my slowest flying plane, which it is insanely slow IRL, That's its job. Trying to watch the containers here. Oh, shit. Right into a container. Okay. I have damage off. I need to turn it back on, but landed right on a container. Let's see, what is 5? 5 parking brake? It is. Okay. Let's see, what is Let's see what the other lights are. And turn vehicle. I'll keep player damage off, and I'll turn vehicle damage on. That would have cracked this up, but yes, I'm gonna make sure you guys leave first. I'm gonna make a save pre-fishing as well, and then worst case. So I'm gonna make a save right now. And worst case is if I forget to do that, I can just roll back the save and give myself the money. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on the coffee break sign here as I get us ready for multiplayer. And I'll check Zacky's message there. So let's go back to the menu. You're coming, right, Citrus? I want to use your boat, so figure I use your boat first. All right, let's see. All right, I'm just getting this set up so we have this going. Zachy, did you send me a message? Hey, Guarded Halo, how's it going? Do you want to go fishing as well, Guarded Halo? I'm gonna start. We're gonna go use some of the fishing boats here from the challenge. All right, so let's see. All right, let me go ahead and let's get us back to day here. Lock that in there. All right, let's see. That's good. All right, let's see. Vehicle damage will keep the people off. Keep that off. Map vehicles, it's fine. I'm just checking on settings here for everything. All right. All right, so Amanda is in. Citrus, you coming here? So Guarded Halo, if you want to send, just send me a DM with your friend code on Steam. Zachy, shit, I just had one pop in and did I accidentally close it? What the hell? No, I closed that. I got a quick message. I want to see. Okay, there it is. Where do I find my Steam ID? You go, here, I'll show it on screen here. Your friend code. Oh, I have to go, am I invisible? Let me make sure I'm not invisible, too. I'm invisible, and I'm surprised Amanda was able to load in with me invisible. All right, so you want to come in. Let me see. I got to switch off that. All right, so if you come in here, you go on your profile. You view your profile. Let me see. Try to find friend code again. Let me see. Let me quickly look. I want to make sure I don't show something that's a pain in the ass that I shouldn't be showing. Let me see. I can find it quickly. So go to account details. So you want to click on here. I'm going to get off this screen, but I'll show you where it is. So if you go to, oh Jesus, if I click the right buttons, we'll be in real good shape. All right, if you go up here and click on your manage account there, Rasmus, and go to account details. If you click on account details, it will bring up your friend code. And then you can, you just paste that, and that's the easiest way to find it. So it will show, let me see, where in the hell is it? Let me find it really quick, sorry. Should be in there, sorry. Stand by, I'm trying to figure it. I'm trying also not to throw my friend code up on the stream and get 900 things. Because then I don't know who's who, so. What the hell? Where is it? Where's the friend code? Friends and chat, let me go. Okay, go ahead to Friends and Chat on the bottom right. Click on Friends and Chat, Rasmus, and then if you look up the top, it will say Add a Friend. Click on that. If you click on that, it will then bring up the thing that will show your friend code, and then you can copy that and paste it. So that's how you do it. I do it so rarely, I always forget. I have to look it up myself. So that's how you do it. Hey, you're joining, Citrus? I'd like to use your boat. Yeah, I leave it there. Alright, so let's see who's in game. So Amanda's in. We're at Soaring North. Guarded Halo, just send, like I said, send me a DM so that I have that. Okay, there we go. I got a couple DMs popping, so that's probably it. Let's see. Alright, there's Guarded Halo. Alright, there's a friend code from Guarded Halo. I have 9 million. Windows open. Let's get rid of that. Display cap. There we go. Alright, so I sent you an invite, Guarded Halo. Let's check on Rasmus. Okay, there it is. Alright, that is in. Alright, let me send, I sent Rasmus the password. Let me send it to Guarded Halo. Alright, so you guys should be able to just do join friend off Steam and then enter in the password and you should be good. Let me quickly grab the builds. I want to grab the latest versions of them too. I guess I probably could have done it through there too. Okay, we have that still. Alright, I got citruses. Oh shit, am I out of fuel? Check the messages here. Okay. Yeah, just leave it there. It's good. Alright, so I've got in that. I just resubscribed to Guarded Halo, so it might take a second to get that in. See where my diesel's at here. I'm just going to throw on infinite fuel because we have... I don't have any extra diesel in this base right now. So I think I accidentally took it all from when I moved Tethys. So this probably wasn't the best base to work from. Alright, Citrus, I'm going to move your boat up here past the... Okay, that is the infinite fuel, so... Be nice if I didn't have to turn on infinite fuel, but I've got, I think if I turn on infinite resources, right, they fill up. Let me check that. I think that works. Let me try something. I think I can do infinite resources, and then I can full load them. Yeah, that does it. That way, I don't have to use infinite fuel. I can use infinite resources. Yep, that does it. Perfect. Because you have performance issues if you do that. With infinite fuel, it gives you more power, too. Right, Citrus, I'm just moving your boat up out of the spawn area so that I can get in the other one, and we'll just split up everybody on 2 different boats from the challenge. Alright, so Citrus' boat's sitting over here by the embankment. Alright. We grab Guarded Halo's boat. There we go. The Everwave, Guarded Halo, and the Nautic Star by Citrus, so. Alright, and then let's see. Why is he just checking my bots doing silly bullshit? And if Alistar shows up, we can use his boat as well. And I'll send another message to York. We don't have to do it all at the same time. Who is that in there? I don't have the names on. Let's see. Where the hell is everybody? We got one person here at the North Docks. Where's everybody else? Okay. That's Rasmus. Okay, there is there's Manda, there's Rasmus. Guard Halo, when you get in, just head to, let me see, I got a new thing in general. What's that? Oh, what the hell? Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, copy. Citrus, why don't you head over here? Everybody head to Sora North, please. See if I can see you guys on the map. Random jabronis everywhere. So we'll wait for a Guard Halo. He can take his boat out. Citrus can take his boat out. You guys can start fishing if you want to, but... Okay, they're over there. All right, who's on Citrus's boat? We got Citrus and Guard Halo can drive his boat. You can drive whatever boats you want, but I'm just trying to make sure the owners of the boats can use their boats first. Swedes on the Nautic Star, okay. Alright, let's see. I will turn on the names so I can see who the hell everybody is here. Alright. Okay, good. Guarded Halo's on his boat. Citrus. Okay, good. Alright, excellent. We missing everybody, or is everybody here? And then I'll save the other people's boats for when they can join. There's my fishing boat. Fishapalooza. Jump you. Oh, don't jump that high, you donkey. Don't break your ankles. Alright, good. Citrus is reconnecting, it appears. Let's see if I can remember how to operate my own boat. Alright, Goob. I just thought I grabbed the rope. The rope is preventing me from grabbing a fishing rod. Alright, I'm going to quickly just change a setting here, and then I'm going to take a pick. Hopefully me taking a pick doesn't screw with anything. I don't think it does. There we go. Alright, good. So very good job, everybody, on the challenge. That was fun. Some really good boats on there. And then somebody's in the water scaring the fish away. So I'm interested to see what type of fishing comes next. It appears I have one on. Yeah, they were talking about, Deltars was talking in the Q&A, like, you know, some people had said, for example, they wanted to actually have to, like, fight the fish. I don't mind fighting the fish, but, like, having the fish come off, I get it, but, you know, there's a balance where you have to, like, do you make it super complicated or do you make it super easy? And there's some balance in there, so I'm curious what the right balance is. I kind of like the element of it that you can be a little bit AFK. You know. Citrus has joined. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. How do you join? Send me a DM there, Zachy, with your friend code on Steam. All right. And then, let me see. Who is Foxy? Currently, I'm just doing members at the moment. So, members and people who won the build challenge. So, Zachy, send me a friend request through DM. Oh, you're Zachy? Okay. Yeah, that's what... I wasn't sure. That's why I was... Everybody has a different name. All right, let's see. There we go. Accept. Okay, good. And then just send me your friend code, Zachy. So go on the bottom to friends and then press the add friend and it will show your friend code. Just copy that and paste it there. And then what you can do is you can right-click on me in the friends list on Steam and go join game. And then I'll also send you the password. Yeah, I would like crab fishing's the one I want most, you know. I could see rod holders as being a really pretty easy minor update to add in a weekly update of just putting on, you know, essentially you're keeping the same fishing rod, you're keeping all the dynamics, you just have to be able to put in a rod. Now, it's probably not that simple. You have to be able to change state from going in your hands to in there, and so you need to be able to cast it and then put it in the rod holder. So it's you know, I'm certain it's more complicated than just like, oh yeah, just put it in the rod holder. But you know, I think that's pretty doable. And then crab pots seem pretty easy. Okay, I just got Zacky's code, so let's put that in. All right. And I'll send you the password. Stand by. All right, so that's the password, Zachy. So you just right-click on my name in Steam, and then join game, and then enter the password. No spawn in your boat. I'm just running the. I can do it another day, but you know, we're just doing winners of the build challenge. I want to do them first, as that's part of winning the challenges. It gets on the career build series. So do that first, and then next time we fish, just remind me, Amanda, and we can spawn your boat. But I owe it to the winners first to get theirs in. Yeah, and like you said, too many boats at once could be problematic. So we'll do it next time. Just make sure you remind me. Looking for fish. Looking for fish. Let's read the chat here. We got 2 chats going here. Yeah, it's Rasmus, the developer, and it says everyone how it's not development makes development sound easy. You know, that's the thing, is when somebody's like, oh, it'd be easy to do, it's like, you know, a lot of that stuff it's easier said than done. It's like, you know, exactly with a rod holder. It's like, you know, it sounds easy. Take the rod and put it in the holder, but it's like, you know, when you let go of the rod, currently it's coded to, you know, turn into it detaches from the fish. So you got to recode it so that it keeps its state. So if you're attached to a fish, you got to keep it attached to the fish, and then you need to make sure it works. So it's much more complicated. It's like when people are like, oh, a fishing rod is a major update. It's like, that could literally have been the hardest thing to work on. You know, not that I'm saying it is, but you know, they have to change the AI behavior on fish. They have to, you know, add in the parts. The art is probably not that challenging comparatively, but like they have to do a bunch of the fish stuff, and then they have to do stuff that you know, it can't interfere with other stuff. And then like what a lot of people are not understanding too is, you know, they didn't just create the game from scratch. It's in another engine. It's in Bullet, and I don't know much about Bullet, nor do I about any friggin' engine for that matter. But, you know, then the engine has limitations. Like Deltars during the Q&A was talking about some of the engine limitations too. And so it's like when people are like, oh, it's just, you know, just do this or just do what this game does. Well, if it's in another engine, it might never be possible here, you know, and that's the thing that some people don't consider, you know. And, you know, I always get accused probably being a shill for the devs, but it's more that I take a reasonable position that, you know what, I know nothing about engineering, and I try not to assume I try not to assume somebody else's job is easy, you know, because you wouldn't like it if somebody assumed your job was easy, and I don't assume their job is easy. I assume their job is hard. I assume that everything that needs to be done is hard, and if you assume it's hard, then you realize that, you know what, it's probably more reasonable to have a little patience, you know. Okay, you got enough. Okay, good. Let me see. Are you in other names there, Zachy? Let me look. Yeah, if anyone, you know, okay, I see it. I see Zachy right there. Perfect. Okay, good. I was just checking other names. You You know, and people have other names in there. I see Zachy is Foxy now. Copy. Excellent. Let me see. Yeah, but I think, you know, if you start out with the assumption that people's jobs are hard, I think that helps. You know, start out with that assumption that, hey, it's hard to do anything in game. Okay, to develop anything in game. If you start out with that assumption, when you get something, you realize that was an effort. And that's the problem is, you know, I don't know the back-end stuff. You know, most people don't either. And it's like thinking about all the stuff that would go into something like this. It's a lot of work. You know, and to just say that, oh, it's just a fishing rod. Yeah, to design the fishing rod from an art perspective is probably relatively simple, but the fish coating could have been, you know, months of work. You know, and then you don't know how many bugs they had to squash that came up because of it. And, you know, and then people had asked for smaller updates that didn't cause a bunch of problems, so they are being responsive. You know, they can never be responsive to everybody because it's contradictory. You know, so some people asked for smaller updates that didn't cause a lot of bugs and break stuff. And that's what this fishing update did, is it came out with pretty much no bugs. And, you know, some of the same people will complain that, oh, it's such a small update. You know, you can't have everything. You can't have a bug-free update that is huge, that does 9 million things, and doesn't slow down multiplayer, and doesn't cause the game to bloat. And, like, one thing I didn't even think of that Deltars brought up was, he talks about, you know, swelling the game file size. You know, and that makes sense that, you know, if, you know, I don't know much about that either, but it's like if you swell the game file size, you might start running into issues where people are going to need more RAM. And so then you have to say that, okay, now you need a better computer to run this game. And then that causes problems, you know, and so then you could have issues with the engine where the engine just doesn't allow for that big of a file for a boat, you know? Or a vehicle, whatever. What happened to the fish? I don't see any fish. Do we fish? There's one. We fished the sucker out. I've never had a crash in Stormworks that's logged me out of Steam. Nope. I cannot remember the last time I had to log into the actual Steam client. So, yeah, I don't know. I've never had that. Yeah, using fish as bait would be kind of cool. Like, say, for example, if you put, if, you know, the only time a crab is attracted to a pot is if there is at least a fish in there. And then once there are 10 crabs in the pot, the fish disappears. So that could be cool. You know, I know the devs watch my video. You know, they talked about it in the Q&A. You know, so there is we'll see what they do. You know, I'm glad they asked for people's input. I think that's good cover your ass stuff, but it's also it's like they're out there asking for ideas. You know, and it shows they're trying to do it. I laugh at the comment I keep seeing, especially on Reddit and Steam, of like, oh, the devs are listening to the players for a change. It's like, dude, they're literally like going one by one on the poll. Like, just because they didn't listen to you doesn't mean they're not listening to the quote unquote the players, you know? You know, so we're doing all right here with like no lag. There's I don't know how many there are of us. What is we have at least 2 per boat. Let me get up the binoculares there. 1, 3, 5. We have at least 5 of us on here. 3 boats. You know, a bunch of the people are thousands of miles from me, and I'm hosting it on my PC. We don't have any problems. You know, there could be some lag issues if they get too far away because part of the map's going to want to spawn for them. But like Deltars was even talking about in the Q&A, he never imagined people would play like on a public server the way they play. He thought they would be doing what we're doing here, is Like, you know, some people, you know, on one boat doing something. You know, and instead you get a bunch of people like, you know, you got 20 people spawning 200 Titanics all over the world. Everybody's on their own boat. You got one person on each Titanic. And, you know, the game's just never going to be able to do that. So it's like when people like multiplayer fixes when, it's those people I think are often complaining is they play on public servers doing ridiculous stuff. And the game's just never going to be able to do that. You know, it wasn't designed for that. It's not going to happen. You know, play the game as intended, frankly. That would be, you know, and, you know, and it's funny, you know, like, people say Delta blames the community. I don't think he does it enough. I think he needs to tell those people, like, dude, this is not the way to play multiplayer, frankly. You know, the multiplayer for this game was intended for you to go and play with 5 of your friends on one boat, not to have 20 people from all over the place just spawning all this junk, you know. Are you having struggles there, Zaki? I'm just reading some chat there, too. We got chat in 2 places. You know, like I said, I didn't even think of that issue with having, I didn't even think of that issue of, like, the game file getting too big. You know, I don't know much about that at all, but, you know, he talked about that, and that never occurred to me. And so you think about something like that where, like, for example, you know, I'm a big parts guy. Like, I'm happy if they just keep adding more and more and more and more parts. That's all right. You know, I would love it if they keep adding parts, but I didn't even think about it. The problem you get into with the game files gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, and that's something that I didn't even think about that, you know, makes sense. And so it's like, it's better to assume that, yeah, they know what the hell they're talking about than they don't, you know. Listen, no bragging about your big sardine. Keep it family friendly. Okay, Zaki's restarting. Let me catch up on chat there. Yeah, I like the idea of using fish as bait because, like, it's pretty easy, but it's another step, which, like, step gameplay is always good. So it's like it's pretty quick and easy to go catch a fish. So, like, if you were trying to bait your pots, you could literally have a fishing rod on you, throw it in, get a bait, stick it in the pot. It's not, like, super onerous. Like, you could go fish for 10 minutes, get a bunch of fish, put them in a hopper, or bait all your pots, and then you'd be good to go, you know? I think that would be good. Like, for example, let's say you want to catch a shark. You can do it on a fishing rod, but you need to have a particular type of fish attract sharks. Say sardines. So you have to catch a sardine. So it'll give you a reason to fish for a while and say, ooh, I got a sardine. Let's put that aside. Let's save that. You know, because that's useful for a type of fish. Like, say, tuna only eat something else. And so that will give you a reason to catch that other type of fish and save it because that will get a tuna, you know. So I kind of like that idea, too. How's it going there, Daniel? What's happening? Are you back in Stormworks? Okay. Will you do a summarization video on the Q&A? Eventually. It's... You know, the Q&A was like 110 minutes or whatever. So I got to go through it and clip it and stuff like that. So I'll probably do it eventually, but I kind of got to sit through and do it. So my latest Tarkov video is doing crappy. Thought it was a pretty good video. It's funny, like some of the videos, like the shorts that I work the longest on and do the most editing on, get no views, and then the one that I just like literally just throw out there, like get good views. And then you'll have some, like, you think it was a really cool play that you did, and, like, nobody cares. And then you have one that was just, like, I sniped somebody from, like, 300 meters away, and they're like, oh, it gets a ton of views. It's very funny sometimes. Like, I thought this latest video was funny. Like, the guy's interactions were really good. He was voice comming the whole time, and then nobody watched it. It's all the algorithm, too. It's, like, the algorithm either takes you in or not. So, and sometimes trying to do that's like trying to read hieroglyphics. I think they should have made it where only one person who runs the server can spawn a boat and do missions. That way other players have no choice. Yeah, that's like, that. If you notice, that's how I'm doing mine right now, is like, I'm not letting them spawn crap. Nobody gets off. Because, like, literally, they could steal my vehicles. Like, that's one of the reasons. Like, I don't worry about the members doing it. Or any of these guys. But it's like, you know, when you... a regular public server it's the Wild West. Like, people can spawn anything they want, and it's mayhem, and then people will complain about the lag, and it's like, the game is inherently not that laggy. Like, there are times when it can be laggy, you know, like, Deltar's talked about, like, one time where, yeah, there's legitimately a lot of lag. He said there was a bug where 2 missions were spawning inside of one another, and the thing that caused the most lag in game is when 2 vehicles are crashed into each other and the parts actually occupy the same space. It causes a huge amount of problems in every game if you put 2 objects inside of one another. Like, he even talked about if you take a vehicle inside of a tunnel, it uses a huge amount of resources. Like, I'd never even thought that was possible. Like, he said because there's physics inside the tunnel and then you're putting physics in physics, it's hugely lag-inducing. I never even thought of that. And so now you imagine you have a bunch of people crashing boats into each other because they think it's fun. And that's fine if you wanted to go do that on your PC with some friends. But they're out doing it on a public server, so it's like, that's a nightmare. And so, like, if you wanted a good public server that was not laggy, you would have to have a dictator who was like, okay, at any time there can be 3 boats out. Okay, and anytime somebody's ping goes over 200, see you later, adios, and they get booted. And, you know, people will be like, I keep getting booted from all these servers. Yeah, you know, and that would suck, but it's also, that's how you would have a server that's reasonable. You know, and so if you want the Wild West, you have to expect it's going to be the Wild West, and it's going to be a mess. And that's kind of where a lot of people are not expecting it to be a mess, you know. Yeah, the game just wasn't designed like that, and I'm glad he came. You know, I'm glad Deltas came out and said that's they never. He said it really nice too. Like, the people who think he's just like an asshole, it's hilarious to me, because it's like you could even see during the Q&A, he waits, he stops, and he tries to think of his words carefully to not offend anyone, and you know, it's like they're actively trying to, you know, not make anybody feel unwelcome. And it's funny, and then the people will say, "Oh, he's such an asshole," and it's like you know, like I would be more like Nikita, frankly, if I was a dev. I'd be like, you know, multiplayer is not meant for the Wild West. Like, it's meant for some friends to get on a boat or to get on a plane and to stay together and go do a mission together and operate the different positions. It's not for everybody to have their own boat and smash into each other all day. So if you're playing it like that, expect lag. That's exactly what I would say to the people. So, you know, but he's much nicer than that, you know, and then they think he's a prick. But yeah, so I'll look into doing the summarization video. But you know, it's going to be a bunch of cut work, and then so I'll do like his answer to that, my commentary. I'll cut out the silly comments. There's some that I really like. Like, for example, like somebody was like, you know, it was something like, when are you going to fix bugs or something like that. It was like a stupid throwaway comment. And I don't like using the word stupid. It's not a word I tend to use, but you know, I will use it with that comment. Not that the person is stupid, but the comment was stupid. Is, when are you going to fix bugs? You know, and I like the way Deltar's put it. He goes, that's an argumentative question. That's what it is the guy's just trying to start an argument. He's not actually asking a question that's useful. There's no utility in that question, when are you going to fix bugs? Because it's presupposing that bugs are not getting fixed, and that's wrong. It's easily illustrated that it's wrong. Bugs are getting fixed. Whether the bug you want or you can argue enough bugs are getting fixed is fine. But you know, to say when are you gonna fix bugs is a silly question, frankly. Yeah, I'll do that, Dean. Okay. Yep. Yeah, it's like any game that I've ever been on a public server. It's mayhem. You know, like I said, I modded for like a few months on an Altus Life server, and it was chaos. You know, and it was like every day DDoSed by some jerk who like he feels special because he ruined a bunch of people's fun. You know, and now you put somebody in this game, like, all you have to do is spawn a couple Titanics, crash them together. You know, all you have to do is take 2 containers and just have them their connectors clipped together. Like, you could literally make a build that's designed to bring a server to its knees. You could make a lag box that it just, you know, it's designed to have a bunch of blocks bash into each other. And it would bring a server to its knees. You know, and like the best thing for that is a ban hammer is like you IP ban all those people from ever playing on the official servers again. You know, and you'd be like, nope, you broke the rules and you're gone. You know. But yeah, you need some strict rules on those servers to make them ever be useful, you know. And unfortunately, and they don't. And then people, you know, they get too much freedom in there and they abuse it, and then the game crashes, and then they blame the game instead of blaming the people who caused the problem, you know. Yeah, I've never played on a Space Engineers multiplayer. I've only ever done single player. But, like, this is the multiplayer that I will even play. Like, you know, we used to do a multiplayer for the Workbench podcast. And there was, like, 5 or 6 of us in there, and we never had a problem. You know, and, you know, that was hosted on Endo's PC. And then, you know, this one hosted on my PC. We're not having any problems. And, you know, half these guys are in Europe, thousands of miles away. At least half of them. And so it's like, you know, pretty damn good for that. Like, I can't play Tarkov with anyone in Europe. Like, they would get ping kicked. You know, it's too far. I can't play on European servers. I get ping kicked, and I should be. You know, it's thousands of miles away. You know, and so most games, they don't let you do that. Like, you know, if you want to go play on some of these games and you're in North America, you play on a North American server, or else you get booted. You know, and it auto boots you. You know. We're just spawning. We're just spawning boats from the winners of the challenge. Yeah. You know, another day, the next time we do it, we'll, you know, if you're usually around, so we'll spawn some of your other boats, but it needs to be in the workshop. I need to spawn it. I'm not letting other people spawn stuff on the workbenches, so. Like, you can do it as an unlisted build. If you guys put a build as unlisted or friends only on the workshop, then, like say you didn't want to release something but you want help, you can put it as either unlisted or friends only, and then if somebody wants to help you with your build, it's not available to everybody. You know, so that way, if you wanted to do it that way, so we can do it that way another day. No Titanics. But it's like, this is how you keep it from, like, devolving into Lagfest, is like, you know, we're not having any lag, we're not having any real problems, and it's because we're having we're having reasonable expectations from the game. You know, let's bring up my F1 menu. I have 54 logic frames, which is only 7 short of max. Got nothing going on. I got 148 regular frames. No issues. And I'm hosting the game with, what, 5, 6 people on here? And I have no issues. But, you know, that's having reasonable expectations of the game. You know, like if we launch Triton and Tethys and some other stuff, Triton by itself will really destroy the game. Oh, thank you there, Aaron. Appreciate that. Put this fish in my pocket. Appreciate you. Thank you, Aaron. Catch up on chat here. Yeah, but I'll do that. I'll do the summary and the Q&A. It helps me pick out like if I'm gonna actually do a video or not too. If like Daniel's talking about, ask me to do it. Because it's like one thing too is like, especially if a video is gonna take a lot of work. I don't mind doing it, but if it's gonna get 10 views, I just, I don't always know what people want. So when somebody's like, oh, I'd like to see that. That helps. Like somebody put on a comment of, oh, you're going to do like hour-long cuts of your live streams. And it never even really occurred to me that much. And so to see somebody interested in it makes me more willing to do it because I'm like, oh, somebody's interested because, part of it's I don't want to just make something that, people aren't even interested in. So, if you guys are interested in stuff, you go ahead and say you're interested in that, then I'm more willing to do that sort of stuff because I know that somebody actually wants to see it, Let me just try to catch up on chat here. Yeah, the algorithm is interesting. Like, so there's one thing that you can do. So, like, for example, the shorts are mostly Tarkov stuff. And so most of my subscribers are Stormworks people. So when I do a Tarkov short, I don't publish it to my subscriber feed. All my Tarkov shorts go out to the general feed. And the way the algorithm works, to my understanding, is if it's getting interacted with, it will keep it in the feed. As soon as it stops getting interacted with, it takes it out. And so, for example, if I just have my subscribers, and let's say, let's say a couple hundred are Tarkov subscribers, it will only get, if every single one of my subscribers viewed the video, it would get like a couple hundred views. And then the algorithm is going to be like, oh, it's not getting enough traction, kick it out of the feed. If I put it on general, and that will put it out to like, instead of putting it out to just my subscribers, it puts it out to everybody on YouTube. So it might have 100,000 people see it, like not watch it, but see it. And so maybe out of that 10,000, click on it, And so that's kind of how it works to a certain extent. So like certain little things, like little tricks you got to learn, like don't publish it to your subscribers, publish it to everybody. Will help with some of those videos. Like, for example, I had a video. Let me find it. Let's see. So I did a video that was the long form version called Timmy Army in Tarkov. It has 10 views. If we look on the shorts, though, that same video, it's the same video, it's just cut to be a short, has 434 views. So it's like the view difference on shorts versus long videos is a lot different too. So it's like certain videos, there's no point in making it a long video. It's better to make it a short. Other videos are better to make long. So it's, so it's like that stuff's all kind of, you got to get a hang of too. Let me see. What's our capacity? What's our current capacity now? Let's see. When I type in this one, I can't move. So there we go. I literally have like 18 windows open, so I'm trying to get to moving again. There we go. All right. All right, we got 40. We still got space in here. Where's Citrus? Oh, there it is. Okay. Somebody was looking for a center console there on the workshop discussions, for those of you who've made center consoles. Let's keep catching up on chat, trying to stay caught up. Yeah, that's like, you know, there's block limits in game, there's mass issues, and so like Deltar's made a good point too, which I didn't think about, is he talked about like if a ship is twice as long, it has 8 times the blocks. And so you figure that's a lot of extra stuff the game has to do that people just don't think. They go, oh, it's only twice as big. Well, yeah, but they're not doing the math to figure out, like you said, you know, it's 8 times the blocks. And then, like, for example, like my small boats have very little logic in them compared to a large boat. Like, you know, if you have one engine, you have one microcontroller for that engine. You have 2 engines, you might have 2 microcontrollers for the engines. And that really adds a lot of extra. I think I threw it right in Citra's boat. You know, so starting to think like things like that. And then, like, for example, on Triton, I have 2 engines and 2 harbor generators. So I have 4 engines in this one boat, in this one ship. And so just the logic for that. Then you have all the cooling, and then you have all the sound files for, like, Triton has like 40 pumps in it or something like that. And so all of that stuff, and then all the automated systems, and you start to think about that, and then, you know, you want to launch 2 of those, like 2 Tritons will bring a server to its knees, you know. Yeah, I've never played Space Engine multiplayer, but yeah. Makes sense. Like, some of those games were made from the beginning to have large multiplayer online communities. And, you know, so by necessity, they had to build the things the way they did to make it work. And, you know, unless you build the game specifically for that, you know, it's just, you know, you're never going to get to work. That's the thing, you know? And it's the people who are like, when are you going to fix multiplayer? Like, they need to come out and say, listen, multiplayer's fine. The problem with multiplayer is the Wild West servers. If you guys would play the way it was intended, it works fine. But when you play outside of that rule set, it's going to be a mess. And there's nothing that can be done with it. That's what they should say, frankly. You know? Rip that Band-Aid off, let those people leave, and, you know, move on. Because it's that Wild West community and mentality. It's like people trying to come play the game like it's Rust. You know? Rust was designed to work, you know, from the ground up like it does. And, you know, this game is not designed to be Rust in multiplayer, you know. Yeah, like Zerfin's talking about spawning 2 vehicles clipping into each other wrecks the servers. And, like, you know, that's the big thing is if you have a mission where 2 boats spawn into each other or 2 anything spawns into each other, it will bring your whole game to its knees. And now all you need to think about is 2 people not paying attention on the same workbench launching it. And bingo, now the server's toast. And then everybody on the server complains. And because they didn't see it with their own eyes that 2 jackasses you know, spawn 2 things at the workbench, they think it's the game and not 2 jackasses, you know, and that's the problem is the game always takes the heat because it's the easy target. Blame the game, blame the game, blame the game, where a lot of time it's like blame the player and, you know, blame the players is the real answer. And some people never want to ever be blamed for their own actions, and so that makes it a problem too. No, I don't have control of it. If I was on my control handle... Oh, can you not control it because my thing's sending... that's probably why. Okay. Let me get on my handle and see if I can move the crane. Okay, yeah. So it's... mine's going to read a 0 signal out if I'm not controlling it. So you need to... Tell me what I'm doing on that. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Let me know when you're good there. I'm going to try to get it close. Yeah, it's my control handle will always send out the signal to control the crane, so that's probably why you can't move it. Little down? Okay. Yeah, it's this handle is always sending out the signal, so I should put a freak changer on this. Holy mother, what are you doing there? Look at that big fish. That's a big old fish there. Good lordy, look at the size of that, Johnny. That would be really cool, though, too, if they added different fish sizes. You know, like we could have little competitions where you just see who gets the biggest fish of the day, stuff like that. Leg made the engine rev, yeah. Yeah, like 2 connectors slamming against each other will absolutely destroy the game. You know, and it's like little things like that. You could, like I said, you could make a lag box and launch it if you're a jerk, and then you say, "Oh, look, see, stormworks sucks." It's like, no, some jackass purposefully brought the server to its knees. You know, and that's like I was talking about the Altus Life servers, how we used to have people DDoS us every day, and it was like, you know. It was, people just love to be jerks sometimes. I'm just going to move our boat to see if I can, are you able to control it now? Because it's, my handle does it. You know, because my handle is going to be spitting out current controls too, so if you're letting go and it goes back to center position, that's probably because my handle is reading zeros the whole time. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying, is it's moving by itself because my handle always wants to put it on 0. Here, I'll move us real quick. So yeah, it's my handle's going to conflict because it's constantly sending a signal to that. I need to put a way to shut it off. So I'll do it on occupy. When it's occupied, it will control the crane, and when it's not, it should shut it off. Because that's why it's probably moving on its own, is because my handle is also telling it to do something. Somebody up there or no? No, nobody's up there. Okay. Here, let me get on the handle and see if I can control it. Are you done with it? Okay, I'll back in a position here. The power of asymmetrical thrust. That's why I like a twin screw, baby. Maneuverability. Just gonna move up just a hair here. There we go. All right. I like the slap noise it makes. But thank you again, Aaron. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, the Q&As do help. Yep. Thank you, CG. Thank you there, Aaron. Glad you like that. Yeah, I missed the old Workbench podcast. They just kind of stopped. I don't know why they did. They did talk about commercial fishing. They talked about, you know, a bunch of us making videos, and there were some good ideas in there. You know, they're pretty much, you know, they've said they're not going to confirm anything, I don't think, ever, unless it's already well worked on, and that's the right policy. There's somebody in the Steam discussions who just always says, like, oh, just you know, just release it. Why not talk about it? Why not talk about it? It's because, like, devs will not do that anymore because, like I said, people always take it as a promise. They'll always build up more hype, so it will never live up to somebody's expectations, and people will be disappointed where normally they'd be perfectly happy. And you know, that's why, like, the devs aren't going to announce that, hey, we're thinking about doing pots, because guess what? If it becomes impossible, or if they can't make it work right, they're gonna then you know, then people are going to be disappointed. Where if they just keep their mouth shut, and then when they're 90% done, and they know it's going to come out, they go, hey, we got some exciting news. In the next couple of months, we're going to be releasing fishing pots. And everybody's going to get excited, and then it's going to come out, and people are going to be happy. By announcing it too early, the fishing pots would never live up to anyone's expectations, because your expectations would outweigh the reality every time. It's just basic human nature. And so many communities have had this problem, and I think most developers have come to the realization, nope, we can't talk about any of this shit early. We can't brainstorm in public. We have to just wait. You know, that's another reason why most devs don't like to give out release dates until it is already sealed and ready to be released, period. It's just they found out that people can't handle it. People freak out. People, you know, cause a bunch of issues, and it's just not worth it. And, you know, it's, you know, the people have kind of demonstrated they can't be trusted with this. They have to, you know, you have to be told at the last minute. And it sucks, but that's how, the way people have behaved, and so they kind of have to go with that, you know. Yeah, I like Ark. Ark is fun. Yeah, exactly. Floating in the boatin', yep. Yeah, that, or what I need is I'm just going to put an occupied on there, so it only will control the fish crane when you're on the handle. Because I built the boat pretty much for single player, so I didn't think about, you know, somebody else trying to control it while my boat's in range. So it's a pretty easy problem to fix. Just need to put that on. Or what you do is you switch the antenna to receive instead of transmit. So it only transmits when you're on the handle. So it's pretty simple. Just put that on there. That would be a no logic solution for it. I am multiplayering. Would you like to join there, Timoth? Oh, nice. The Pisces has it. Yes, I like the name the Pisces. So it's just pretty much basic multiplayer. It's pretty much basic controller on there. So what it's doing is there's a channel on those. I'll fly over and show you. So if you look at these, it will tell you what channel they're on. It's written here somewhere. Right here, 3077. So frequency 3077. And so you send it out on 3077, and then I think it's WSAD, So it's 1 and 2, channels 1 and 2. You notice there's a little antenna on the top. So you're just broadcasting your 1 and 2 channel, and your 1 button does the actual vacuum. And then you just send that out, and it receives it. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go use the facilities and get a coffee. I have returned. All right, let's go reel this fish in. The other thing, too, that I just thought of, too, that it's kind of to consider, too, on the, devs talking about new parts is, they talked about space took them, like, years to do. And it makes sense, big change to the game. And they weren't doing just that. They were doing other major updates. They were doing minor updates. Again, you think about this, 4 people in this company. So you figure out, like, how much work can 4 people do. And so, yeah, it's going to take years to do some of the stuff. And so, like, they still probably have some, and Deltar said in the live stream, he reiterated, he talks about how Stormworks is going to be kept going for a very long time. That was what he said. And so that would be years and years for me is what I would think that means. And so you think about that. You think about all the parts they plan on adding in years, the things that they have themselves they want. And that's, again, it's their game. They're going to make their vision first. And then if we come up with an idea that they agree with and is in tune with their vision, they might add it. And so you think about all that stuff, and so like adding some frivolous X, Y, and Z, you know, if they know that they can only add X number of gigs to the game, you know, or else it becomes a pain in the ass, or it becomes too bloated, they might already have half those parts accounted for already that they know they want to add to the game or they need to add to the game, you know. So it's that's another thing to keep in mind too is, you know, they might not want to add 200 types of fishing. They might want to add 3 types of fishing because they also, let's say they want to add farming at some point. If they know they want to add farming, instead of adding, you know, 300 types of fishing, they add 3 types of fishing, and they're going to add 3 types of farming. And that way, again, you can farm, but it's not a farming game. You can fish, it's not a fishing game. And so they might be doing it that way too, you know. And they, you know, they might not want to hyper focus it on certain things, which makes sense, you know. Fishy, fishy, fishy. There we go. A lot of fishing. You have to clean this keyboard to get a new one. I would love to get the same model, but I don't know if they sell it anymore. Change is hard. Yeah, I think some farming makes a lot of sense. You know, the big thing is, you know, again, I don't know anything about game development, but it would make sense to me just from a simple logistic standpoint is if I have ability A already done and I can reskin it, that is a piece of cake. So if you think about it, for me, like animal husbandry would be pretty easy to add because you already have the mechanic for a NPC to follow you when you press E, right? You already have the mechanic for a fish to be attracted to a lure. So you have the ability to attract both NPCs and fish. And so if you think about it, there should be a way for the devs to add some utility that you can attract, say, a cow. And if you can attract a cow, well, then you can put it in a trailer. If you can put a cow in a trailer, then you can transport it. Once you transport it, you can put it in a fenced area. Well, now the cow is yours. And you can then make some other mechanics like we were talking before of like you have a bull, you have a cow. After a certain amount of time of bull being within 100 meters of cow, you get calf. You know, and then after X number of hours in game, calf becomes cow. Okay, now you have an absolute shitload of cows. All right, well, what do? You transport the cows again. You have that simple mechanic. Put it back on the trailer, transport them to a facility, sell them. Done. And that could be right there as easy animal husbandry to add. Certain animals like cows, you could add the ability, like, you know, for example, in Farming Sim, right? It's a farming simulator. You don't go milk your cows. The cows are in the paddock, and milk just appears in the tank. So even a game that is designed to be a simulator for farming, not that it is, you know, a super technical simulator, but that's its whole purpose, is to be a farming simulator. You don't even milk cows in Farming Sim. So, like, all you'd have to do is, like, maybe, even if they want to add milking in the game, you have a bucket as an object, as a item you can get. And if you walk up next to a cow with a bucket, it slowly fills over time. So what do? Put the bucket next to the cows, put the bucket in the pasture, and over time, the buckets will fill, and then, you know, you can dump them in a tank. You know, if you wanted to add milking. Or what you do is you say if a cow is within 100 meters of, you know, a tank with a milk receiver node, it will fill the tank with milk. And so then you sell milk. You know, pretty simple. You use mechanics we already have in game, the ability to pump from the tank to another tank. You put it on your truck, you go sell the milk. So like that, I think would be reasonably easy for them to add. You know, somebody on Steam today put, I'll try to read the comment. My response, which I'll probably get a clown icon for, but what else is new? But it was, let's see what it was. You're gonna load Steam, or what are you gonna do there, guy? Yeah, for example, they said the building is great, but once you build everything, what is there to do with your creations? And I put rescues, drilling, fuel selling, refining, mining, container transport missions, purchase bases, underwater missions, firefighting, purchase and build land bases. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. You know, the problem is for a lot of people that doesn't interest them. Yet they bought the game. They bought a game that doesn't interest them. At that point, once you bought a game that doesn't interest you, just move on, dude. You know, like I bring up The Witcher all the time. I bought The Witcher, didn't like it. I don't go on the Witcher forums all day and bitch and complain. I just said, hey, Witcher's not for me. I lost $50 on it. Okay, it happens, you know. You know, but for a lot of people, they bought a game that they didn't research, and then they want to blame the game instead of, oh, didn't do the research and bought a game that didn't really interest me. Yeah, it happens. You know, but I don't know. The argument that there's nothing to do, you know, frankly, it's kind of like that thing. You know, I don't necessarily agree with this sentiment, but when people say, like, you know, bored people are boring people or something like that, is I don't necessarily agree with that sentiment in general, but like the point of it is, like, you know, part of a sandbox game is like I was talking about. Oh, you're going to go? Citrus, is it nighty-night time for you? But thanks for hanging out, Citrus. You can either put your boat, you can either leave your boat there or do whatever you want with it. Somebody else can use it, and I can put it away later. But it's like there is, you know, I talked about it the other day with the point of a sandbox game is a sandbox is just a box filled with sand and cat shit. Now, if you don't get that reference, if you have a sandbox outside, cats like to shit in sand. And so every kid's sandbox there ever was, all the neighborhood cats would come and shit in the sandbox. So the first thing the parents would have to do is clean the shit out of the sandbox before the kid would go play in the sandbox because there was always cat shit in the sandbox. Anyway, so all a sandbox is a box of sand with cat shit in it and sand. And your job as a kid was to go in there and use your imagination and turn it into your... It was an open pit mining operation when you bring your Tonka trucks in there and you would pick up sand and you would dump it into your truck and you'd move it 5 inches and you would dump it and then you'd pick it up again. And then some days, oh, so get somebody in a Jesus pose here. He's in the Jesus pose. And so, you know, that's what a sandbox is. And so a lot of people, like, a sandbox game is just not for them. And they need to realize that. Like, there are plenty of games that I used to love playing as a kid that I bought some and I used to love it and I just don't like it anymore. It's just not up my alley. Like, I used to love those management games like Hospital Tycoon and stuff like that. I bought one that was like an updated version of it. Same game, same great place stuff, but it's just not for me anymore. And for a lot of people, they get bored to tears in a sandbox, and I never do, because I come up with new and cool things to do all the time. And some of those people, they just don't want to, they don't care to, they need a story to keep them engaged, and that's fine. But, you know, it's not the game's fault when you bought a game that just wasn't for you, you know? Oh, okay, you left. Okay, thank you, Zachy. Appreciate that. Thank you, Amanda, for giving Zachy a membership. Appreciate that as well. Yes, that's what it was there, Timoth. The channels on the cranes different to other cranes. No, they're the same. But if you look, see, stand by, CG. Let me get this fish reeled in. Don't kill him. I'm going to delete him out of the game file again. I did that last time. I just deleted guys out of the game file. That worked fine. If you look there, CG, on top of the thing, you see that small antenna? That small antenna there only has a 100-meter range. And so as long as you have your fish vacuums here at least 200 meters from one another, you can use the same channel. So all the fish vacuums are on the same channel. You can see it right there, 3077. So they're all on the same channel. They just, you know, they are just far enough apart that you won't be controlling them at the same time. Now, for example, if I had a huge antenna on this, which I have mediums, a huge antenna has a 20-kilometer range. So if I have a 20-kilometer range on my boat, I can then do 20 kilometers plus 100 meters. And so as long as I'm with... What's that? What was that honk? Somebody honking? So as long as I'm within that range, I can still control 2. Yeah, there was an alarm. I don't know what that alarm was. Yeah, somebody might have a buzzer on their boat or something. There's Zaki right there. Let's take Zaki and put Zaki somewhere safe. There we go. Put Zaki somewhere safe. What is that alarm? Oh, buzzer. Okay. I just want to make sure because I thought it had gone off the last time we did multiplayer, and I didn't know if there was some message it was going to give me. You know, but like people talk about the repetitive missions. Okay. Yeah, some of the missions are repetitive, but you know, why are you just playing mission after mission after mission? Go do something else, man. Like, you know, you see I have no issue having fun and finding something new to do, like come up with a cool build to make. You know, like the part of the problem too is you'll get people who buy this game who do not care about building. And it's a building game. That is what this game is a building game. That's the first thing this game is, a building game. You know, and then it has some types of missions you can do, but then a lot of it is a sandbox where you need to create your own mission. And, you know, I've talked about how, like, just come up with some goals for your play session, come up with some goals for long-term, short-term, medium-term goals, and you'll find you're not getting bored as much. You know, like Tethys is currently my long-term goal. Another long-term goal is buying one of those islands and making a home base, so building an actual physical base. Those are some long-term goals. Short-term goals, like, it literally took me 2 hours, was, oh, I need a new container mover. So I spent the night playing 2 hours the other night building crab. You know, oh, what do I need for Tethys? Okay, I need to have a amphibious car so that I can, you know, land with my helicopter and then go in, drop a car in the water, drive it to the shore, and then drive off to do something else. And so I built that, you know. And, you know, like yesterday, for the funsies of it, we took Minky and went and picked up a car that I got all of like $2,600 for flying my huge plane over and picking up a car. You know, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, you know. And it's you know, so you gotta have some imagination. You know, that's what a sandbox game is about. You bring the fun. You know, they create the sandbox with cat shit, and you bring the fun. Who is going to get banned from their buzzer there? Somebody pushing that, or does that go off automatically? Oh, you're anchored to citrus? Oh, that's always dangerous. Yeah, I kind of have the same thing there, Malamute. I do way too much research before I spend any money. It's why I have money, is I don't spend frivolously. And so it's, you know, you'll see that a lot. It's like, I don't know, it could be just correlation, but I often will see a bunch of I'll see a bunch of these people who complain about a game sucking is you'll look and they have 350 games in their library. And what that tells me is that person has a short attention span. Is they, they get bored very quickly. And that person, gets bored, they need a new game. They get bored, they need a new game. And so, it says less to me about the games than it does about that person. Is that person is just a person who is restless and constantly needs a new game. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the game's fault that you have a short attention span. And then you'll have people who have 10 games in their library and like 5,000 hours on each game. And you say, okay, that person plays their games a lot. That tends to be how I have 2 games installed on Steam right now, and one of them I haven't played in a long time. That's literally all I have installed right now. I have this, and I think I have Farming Sim installed, and that's it. And so it's just different types of people. But again, it doesn't mean the game's bad if you are a person who's easily bored. Like, for example, I couldn't figure out something else I wanted to build. Like, I was struggling after Frog to figure out something I wanted to build. And I wanted something short and quick and not going to take a ton of time. And so that's why I did the little skiff for Tethies. I redid the skiff for Tethies. Because I couldn't figure out something else I wanted to build. And I couldn't figure out something else I wanted to build today. And so we did some fishing, And it's okay to take a break every once in a while. That's the other thing people don't get is... sometimes you're going to get bored of something, take a break, maybe come back, There's nothing wrong with that. I did it when the pressure update came out. I didn't want to have to, I didn't want to re-engineer things. I wasn't going to do a bunch of tutorials until I knew they had everything locked or close to being locked. And I played some Farming Sim, really enjoyed that. And I had my fill of Farming Sim and then came back. And guess what? Had more fun playing this game because I took a little break. If I play Tarkov solid for 3 days, I'm like all Tarkov'd out. But if I play this for a bunch and then I get hungry for some Tarkov, Speaking of Tarkov, I should boot it and start selling some crap, or else I'm going to have a full inventory the rest of my life. Tarkov's main gameplay is an inventory simulator. Sort your inventory. I have too many windows open. You got the center console area over there with the outboards, and we've got the inboards over here. Trying to see what I want to build next too. Kind of out of ideas at the moment, but trying to, that's the other thing that kind of helps me stay engaged is like having Tethies as a goal. Like, it needs so many little accessory craft to do all the missions. So, like, one thing I was thinking is an underwater drone would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of neat. Trying to think of a bunch of cool things that would be kind of fun to do. You know, one thing I wanted to do was build some containers that can haul jet fuel. So they'd be regular stock container, you know, dimensions, and they would have their own pumps on them. And then you would, I could load them on Tethys, fill up with jet fuel, and then take them to military. I got to work on the multi-point multi-point nav system for Tethys. So I got a bunch of stuff to work on. You need crane down? Okay. Go empty out. See how long I've been streaming for. I might take a break here and jump off. I've been thinking about the next challenge. Again, it is going to be an air challenge, but we're... so I'll see if I can't get it announced this Friday. Again, I'm trying to keep them a little bit shorter, a little bit less in depth, just because, you know, it's... I really don't want to go to a system where I have to... you know, I want to be able to have pretty much... be able to review everybody's... I want to be able to review everybody's submissions. And so, like, I usually get, like, 15 is about what I've been getting for some of the bigger ones. And that's reasonable. But, you know, it gets much bigger than that. It's unwieldy, and I can't keep up with it. Get the anchor light on. I'm at anchor, people. Uh-oh. Bumper cars. We got bumper cars going on there. It's like this is like a normal boat dock at in Florida. Yep, it's Florida, all right. A lot of jackassery going on over there. Well, if it was going to happen anywhere, this is a good place for it to happen. It's right at the workbench. We're going to probably wrap it up here, so we'll just pull it back in. All right, when you dump your fish there, I'll run the crane so we don't have any issues here. Oh, Jesus. He came up at me. Check your boating license here there, sir. All right. All right, I'm going to move the crane now. Stop. Don't move again. All right, so you guys just logging off, does that not get rid of your characters? How? Because I can delete you guys out of the file, but I just don't understand what the whole dealio is. Hold on, it's pushing on you guys for some reason. What the fuck is this thing doing? What is it doing? I'll see you later there, Rasmus. Thanks for hanging out. I wonder if it's got to be my controller interacting with it on my boat, because it's trying to go probably back to the 0 position, so it's probably adding. Don't stop! Don't move the boat. Yep, that was fun. What are you doing, man? Oh, was it? Okay, I was trying to get that emptied. Yeah, that was a lot of fun fishing there. Thanks for hanging out there, Rasmus. I'll just delete you guys of the game file. Or what I could do is just, what I might do is just, I have the rollback save, and all I'll do is look at the money. And I'll just fix the money. That's going to be the easiest thing to do. Oh, I got to fix the stability system on this. I didn't put a reverse in there. Better in first person than in third person. You can't tell what I'm doing in third person ever. Yeah, we'll do, next time we go fishing, we can grab a couple people's boats, but like I said, I need the workshop files, because I'm the only one who I want to be spawning stuff. Again, that's how you keep the multiplayer from being a mess, is just have one person who can spawn stuff, because it gets out of control quickly. I do love the slapping noise of the fish. I'll have to record that sometime for a, have you set up the remote control for the fish vacuum? Yeah, that's what I just used. The handle on my, the handle I'm standing at is controlling the fish vacuum. You can see here. That's how I have it controlled there. All right, let me get up there. We'll take a quick pick, and then we'll finish it up. So I think I'm gonna. Oh, you got bodies there. Hold on, let me get Zachy. Somebody grab Zachy's body. Let me grab. Did they get him out of here? No, he's still in here. Let me grab his body. We'll have some carcasses here. Okay. Trying to double jump this sucker. See if it will let me do it. Can I go up a ladder? I think I can with a carcass. All right, there we go. Caught 3 whoppers. All right, excellent. All right, that was fun doing some multiplayer fishing. Let me finish up chat here, and then we'll probably finish up. Yep, it is absolutely like every place in Florida. It's just people fist fighting. Somebody got their pickup truck dragged into the water because they didn't know not to put the rear tires on the algae. Chaff flares in game actually work. I think chaff flares does work. I might put in my car. Uh-oh. Fishing from Katie. Yeah, that would be interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and thank you to Amanda. Appreciate the gift and the gifted sub for Zachy. That's appreciated. Thank you to Aaron Repairs All as well for the gift. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me go ahead and we'll grab all the members here, and I'll thank all the members. Takes me a second for it to load. So we'll put Zachy in the credits too. So we got Side Mountain, Connor Boyle, Danny, Sergeant Chaos, Aaron Repairs All, Rasmus, Manda VR, Citrus, Anton Anderson, and Zachy. Thank you guys for being members. Thank you to Chicken Store for being a patron. Thank you to Guard Halo for joining. One of the winners of the Build Challenge India. Thank you, Citrus. One of the Build Challenge India winners will bring in Alistair, and we'll bring in York for another episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you are new and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you guys would like the video and the videos, that helps me out. I appreciate that. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.